bit dramatic. They did this for me, so I can reveal this. It's working. Now, of course, we're developing Fable 3. We would be crazy, we'd be insane not to develop Fable 3. But, you know, here's the thing. Here's the problem. The third child is always the problem child, whether it be human beings or games. They're the problems, especially a game that comes out the second iteration on the platform. You know, I've played many, many games where, you know, the third in the series tends to be a little bit of a lull. You know, there's not so much innovation in the game anymore. You kind of get bored of playing the character. You get bored of the world. And we've really thought about this. So when we thought about Fable 3, we started thinking about some of those challenges for it. So Fable 1, you were one of many heroes. You were a hero in a guild of heroes, and you know, there were other heroes in the Albion world who, you know, challenged you and who were as good as you, and some even better than you. That's pretty good. Fable 2, we moved it on 500 years. You were one of many heroes. Not one of many heroes anymore, you were the only hero. And one of your jobs was to bring other heroes together. You know, the age of heroes was kind of dying out. So the question is, what can we do with Fable 3? How can we take that big step forward?
The kingdom of Albion is changing. The land needs a ruler. King or queen. Cherished leader or ruthless tyrant. Pure or corrupted. That future has not yet been written. The race for the crown has begun.
Why not be that king or that queen? Why don't we make a game which is so different to Fable 2, where your consequences and your judgments affect not the people around you, but the whole of your land? What does all this mean? Well, we want you to be king or queen, we want you to be ruler, but we're not going to give it to you straight away. In fact, half of the game, half of Fable 3 is going to be set in something we call the journey to rule. Where you are does make things better, and you must, of course, decide, after you know the truth, which of these promises you're going to keep, and what you're going to be doing with your kingdom's gold. Now, one of the things that you can do with all this gold in your treasure chamber is you can decide where to allocate it. You know, again, you may have seen these injustices that are out there while you're on the journey to rule. But you may say, well, I'm going to build up a certain region, or, you know, these people were really poor. I'm going to visit those people, and I'm going to, you know, give them money. I'm going to let them off of all taxes. And it's not just Albion with this time. A very good portion of this game is set in places that you've never seen before. And I'm not going to say much about this. The only thing is, remember that line, expect the unexpected. Don't expect that you've seen everything of Albion. In fact, Albion is just one small continent in the world of Fable. And we'll be unveiling more of that world in Fable 3 for absolutely sure. So, there's the story. The next thing is that I'd like to just share with you is some of the efforts that we're going to make this dramatic. Where I'm going to give you this character's name and spoil it, but where this character was very much pacing and walking around. But the staging and what some of the ad-libbing that was going on from the actors enabled us to do is to really recast the whole scene. Now, while we're doing this, we have cameras, and these cameras are simulating in-game cameras. We have people like Mark Hill rewriting the dialogue as we go, as we were inspired by this. you know, I know what you're thinking out there, you press people, because you're sneaky people. You're probably thinking, are they actually going to be making RTS then? You know, is when you're king, are you going to be sort of adjusting taxes and sending armies out? No, don't think of that. What we are doing when you're king, we're introducing this new mechanic. And this new mechanic, I'm going to tell you what it is, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how it's implemented. It's something called judgments. I'll set you out. So, Fable 3 will be coming out in 2010. Don't expect it too early in 2010. In 2010 on the 360. And we're still working very, very hard on Milo and Kate.